Well, hello. Welcome to Mentally Magnificent. My name's Crystal Turner. Let's talk about self sabotage, why we do it, what's really behind this behavior of self sabotaging. And at the end of this video, I also want to talk about the tea that I've been drinking for the past 30 days as I continue to study myself, study how these different teas have impact on my mental health and my overall health as well. And one of the things I've been wanting to do this year as I drink teas is really to get in touch with the spiritual aspects of these herbs as well. So this month, or the month of April, we're in May now, the month of April, I was drinking holy basil, also called Tulsi. So we'll talk about that at the end. But first, let's talk about self sabotage. And what do we see self sabotage as being? So to me, self sabotage is when there are active behaviors that we have that keep us away from what we want. We want a thing, and then we're moving toward those things. And this behavior is sort of a defense mechanism in a sense that keeps us from getting to that point. It's a defense mechanism that really does, obviously, it doesn't serve us well because it sabotages the good things that we really do want. When we are self sabotaging, we want things, but we destroy those opportunities because of many reasons. We're going to talk about three reasons behind that I think stand out the most. There are things that I've noticed in my own life, and you may relate to these as well. And so, the first way that I would say we can self sabotage is by having a lack of belief in yourself, a lack of belief in your potential. And when you have a lack of belief, that also equals a level of insecurity that you have. So you can be on the road to things that are better. And because you don't really believe in yourself, you don't really believe that you can take that road, that you can do those things that people actually do every day. You may feel that you cannot do those things because you don't believe in yourself. And let me say, when we tend to self sabotage, it's usually for a reason. It's usually because of some type of unhealed beliefs that we have, or some core beliefs that we have that are not serving us. When we believe that we're not good enough, I think that this is something that really speaks to the core beliefs that we have about who we are, that we're not good enough, that you're not worthy enough to be able to do the things that you really do want to do. So let's just imagine how painful that is to you, to your spirit, that you have something that you really do desire, you really know that you want, but you don't believe that you're able to do it for some reason. And that's something worth exploring. That's something worth looking into to say, what is it about me that I feel? Why do I feel that I can't have this thing or cannot do this thing? And I would really want to encourage you to think about where that belief came from. Where did that start? Was there someone who instilled in you this belief that you weren't good enough, that you couldn't do things? Were you put down at a certain point in time and that stuck with you and that comes up in your mind? Like literally, when there's something that you really want to do and then you feel that you can't do it, I would really challenge you to think about what are the specific thoughts that come up when you are feeling like you can't do these things. But a lack of belief in self definitely is something that can cause self sabotage because then we don't even try at what it is that we want. We know that we want something, but we're afraid to try. So this causes you to sit on the sidelines watching everyone else do it. And for some reason, thinking that these people have something above you or have something about them that for some reason they're able to do this and you're not. So I would really encourage really exploring that, thinking about what those things are that you tell yourself that make you feel that you're not able to do it, the things that keep you from even trying. Because you can start to try doing these things even in baby steps. So number two, the second way that we self-sabotage is that we give into the discomfort that comes along with growth. The discomfort that comes along with growth, even though we're growing to better things, there can be a discomfort. One of the things that I knew to be true when I started wanting to start my own business was knowing that even though I wanted those things, when you come out of your comfort zone, the first thing that might happen when you have unaddressed core beliefs is all of those beliefs will come rushing to the front of your mind. The reason why you can't do something, what you feel about yourself, what you're afraid that people will see about you or think about you, all of those things tend to come rushing to the forefront when you are in a place where you are uncomfortable, you know, and that can cause you to back away. That can cause you to distract yourself with a lot of other things and think that you're still on the path to what it is you want, but you're actually doing this busy work that keeps you just away from the main thing that you would like to do. Um, and so, yeah, thinking really about what it is that keeps you from growing, what is it about the discomfort that keeps you from growing? Because we're going to be uncomfortable either way it goes. So either we're going to be uncomfortable and living a life where you don't have what you want, that you're not achieving what you want, you're seeing it happen all around you, but you're not having it for yourself. There's a discomfort in that. That could be a familiar discomfort. But then there's a discomfort that maybe is not familiar, and that's even the discomfort of growing into better things. It may not be familiar. I've had many patients who have got to a point where they were in treatment and they were not feeling depression or they were not feeling anxiety. And the thing that came up was, oh my gosh, like, how long is this going to last? Or the fear that the pain is going to come back again. So even when we are experiencing good, we can be focusing on um, the discomfort of even feeling good, feeling something different, even though it's a good feeling. So really thinking about and recognizing, do you feel that you deserve these things? Do you feel like you deserve to feel good? Do you feel like you deserve good things enough to want to go after it and get it? But it is important to have that awareness that sometimes when we think that we are uncomfortable, we can make cause that to equal that we should stop. But discomfort is just it's part of growth. It's part of the growth. And if we accept that there are going to be times that we're uncomfortable and recognize that there are many people who are uncomfortable because they're growing and they're stretching beyond what's familiar. And initially that can feel uncomfortable. So there's that saying, get comfortable being uncomfortable because this life offers us the opportunity for continual growth. And in that, even though there can be discomfort, there can be a lot of joy, there can be a lot of beauty that we learn to start getting more comfortable with, and that become the normal. And number three, the number three way that self sabotage happens is because we are in fear. We can be in fear of failure. You can be fearful that when you try, if you fail, that this thing is going to mean something about you. It's going to confirm some core belief you have that you're not good enough. You can have fear of the success because fear of success may mean new possibilities, new opportunities, new responsibilities that we have when we are successful or when we are gaining success. This a new normal, and that takes us back to discomfort. The new normal can feel uncomfortable, but there can be a fear of that success because what it calls you to, what it requires of you. There can be a fear of failure because what is this now really saying about the truth of who you are? And there could be a fear of being seen. I relate to the fear of being seen. It's really depending on what being seen has meant for you in the past. Has being seen meant something negative for you in the past? Have you been ridiculed a lot? Have you, been judged a lot? If that's really something that sits heavily with you, then being seen can be scary, and it can be something that you want to do the thing, but the being visible can feel like too much, and it can make you fear that you're going to have some of those old negative experiences. But we can have new experiences with visibility that are far more outweigh the negative, especially when you're doing things that are aligned with a larger purpose for you, aligned with really some type of way that you've grown or some kind of way that you can support other people's growth, then you can really feel the benefit of that outweighing what used to be in the past. So really thinking about these three things that cause us to self-sabotage. It is the lack of belief in self, it is the fear, it's the I'm sorry, it is the fear, and it also is the discomfort. Even though it's a positive thing, it can feel uncomfortable. And I just really want to encourage you to know that no matter how they present themselves, it has to go through the discomfort of this life. But we can really think about, do we want to go through the discomfort of this life not having what we want, or staying in the discomfort of dysfunction, discomfort of toxicity, discomfort of pain? Even though it's familiar, we sit in that discomfort. Or do we want to do the discomfort that comes with growing into spaces that we are not familiar with? Just remember, when we get familiar with it with time, as we keep allowing ourselves to grow, we'll get familiar with that. And then the discomfort is really about a beautiful type of growth that we can experience in this life and have that as a testimony to the next opportunity for growth. So when we start working on our growth and being comfortable with it, then we start learning that all of our discomfort isn't a bad thing. It actually is leading us to new things. And we might be on board with wanting to grow and really appreciating what growth offers. And I'm a living witness to that. And so, also, I wanted to talk about the 30 days of April where I was drinking Tulsi, also known as holy basil. What did I notice from this herb? What did I notice from holy basil? So, holy basil, to give context to it, it's an adaptogenic herb. It's an adaptogen. An adaptogen is a herb that helps the body to adapt to stress. It can help the body adapt to stress. So, if you are dealing with stress, overwhelm, it can be something that can be helpful. And for me, I that is the number one thing I noticed when I drank this tea. I drank it as a tea. The number one thing I noticed is that through my day, I can have a lot of things on my plate. And this is something I'm working on. I don't have to have so many things on my plate. But the way it's been in April is that I had a lot of things on my plate. And what I noticed about holy basil or Tulsi is that it really did help me take one moment at a time, just go through and, I could recognize that as I was going through the day or things came up, I wasn't getting triggered inside. I wasn't having this emotional upset like I can have at times, when stress comes about. When stress comes about, it can cause worry, it can cause irritability, it can cause some anger. For me, when I'm really stressed, I can become irritable. And I noticed with drinking holy basil, even though I haven't been irritable much lately, even before drinking holy basil, I could still feel that sense of overwhelm for the things that I have to do. Sometimes feeling overwhelmed so much that I, don't do a thing. Overwhelm can make you feel stuck or frozen and just not able to make a decision or feeling like you can't make a decision. So I noticed that I didn't experience that. I noticed that I was more relaxed. I was definitely more relaxed. I felt I slept better. I don't have an issue with sleeping, but I just felt that I slept deeper. I had a more quality sleep, and I had several really interesting dreams this past month of April. I'm not sure if that was related to the Tulsi or not, but I'm telling you, I had a dream that I dreamed it, and then the things that happened in that day just the alignment in the two was like it blew it really it amazed me. Let me just say it amazed me. So I think that I'm gonna research a bit more about holy basil and see if it impacts the dream world at all. But I know that I had a really beautiful dream, and the way that came around in that day and the things that happened that took me back to that dream was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. So I'm really loving being on this journey of studying myself, because it helps with understanding self when you study yourself. It helps you with having compassion for yourself. It helps you understand how to move in the world when you understand yourself. It helps you to understand how to engage with people when you understand yourself. And it also helps you how you relate to yourself when you understand yourself. You can trust yourself more. There's so many things you can do better when you are in connection with yourself and understanding yourself more. Being curious enough about yourself to learn about yourself more is the beautiful journey that I'm on when I utilize herbs as friends along this life journey with me. And this month of May, I'm joining a detox, a 30-day detox challenge. And so there are numerous herbs that are part of this detox challenge that were provided for the detox with Dr. Bobby Price. So I'm doing his detox this month, and I really am excited to see what changes I have with all of the things that are part of his detox program, the two different tea blends that we're doing, and the other ways that the other guidance and suggestions that are brought into this detox challenge, and the fact that I'm doing it for 30 days. I've never done a 30-day detox, so this is exciting for me, and that is what I'll be reporting back at the end of May. How did detoxing for 30 days really impact me overall, all in all ways, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? How was I impacted? I'd love to share that, and at the end of May, and I'll be back to talk to you, beautiful people, next time. Leave in the comment section, though, if there is anything that resonated with you in relationship to self sabotage and the three ways that we tend to self sabotage. If any of them related to you, leave it in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.